Welcome to the first episode of Voiceflow series. On this episode, I will teach you to build an AI agent which will collect data from users and send it to a spreadsheet. I will build the AI agent for Zap, which is the creator toolkit with lot of features. On Zap's pricing page, they have an agency plan, and to subscribe to this plan we have to contact them by sending an email, and we have a chatbot here which is not available now. The AI agent which I am going to build will help Zap to collect data from people who want to subscribe to agency plan and send it to a Google Sheet. Additionally, the AI agent will answer questions asked by visitors of the website. So the AI agent will act as a general customer support and a lead generation machine. I have created a new Voiceflow project and I will use Make for API. I will create new scenario and rename it to Zap. I have a brand new Google spreadsheet and I have made a list of Zap's website links. These URLs are the pricing, support, blogs and other pages I found on Zap's website. I will copy all these and paste it into Voiceflow's custom knowledge base. The AI agent will use the data from these URLs to answer questions. Let's build the agent now. I will create a text node for the intro message for the agent to send when a person starts conversation with the agent. I will use the AI generate feature to generate some text and remove the text I don't like. I will add another text node to the block and type the question I want the agent to ask. For this AI agent, I will use buttons, so people can click the buttons to choose the topics. I will create two buttons such as General and Agency Plan. We have to set variable for these buttons. I will create a variable called Solution and enter the value as button name, which is General. Make sure to add the quotes here. I will do the same for the Agency Plan button, but here I won't create a new variable because I will use the Solution variable which I created in the previous step. Here I will enter the value as button name like I done before. This agent will follow different paths based on the button the person clicked. I will design the path for the first button, which is General. I will add the text block and type the message to send when the person clicks the General button. Here I will mention the Solution variable to show the option selected by the person. I will connect the button to the block and add a new text node to the block. On this text node, the agent will ask the person for their name. I will add the capture node to take the person's response to the question and store the response on a variable. I don't have a variable to store the person's name, so I will create a new variable called name. After that, I will add a text node and type the message for the agent to send after the person tell their name. Here I will add the name variable, so the agent will include the person's name on the message. We will ask the person email here. I will add the capture node to take the person's response and store it on a variable. I don't have a variable to store the person's email, so I will create a new variable called email. I will add a new text node, and here I will type the question for the agent to ask the person after asking their name and email. I will mention the solution variable here, but this is completely optional. I will add the capture node and set it to save the person response to the last utterance variable. Now I will add the response AI node and set data source to knowledge base, so the agent will answer the person's question from the custom knowledge base, which we set up at the beginning of this video. In the question field, mention the variable last utterance, because on the previous step we stored the person's response on the last utterance variable. Let's test our AI agent now. The conversation will end here because I didn't connected the path, because I just wanted to test the setup I have done so far. I will add a new text node to ask the person if they have any other questions. I will add two buttons as yes and no. For these buttons we don't have to set any variables. If the person clicks the yes button, then I want the agent to ask how can I help you. For that I will add the text node and ask the question. Now I will link the text node to this capture node to create a loop. This loop will continue until the person clicks the no button. If the person clicks the no button, then I want the agent to say a goodbye message and end the conversation. So I will add the text node and add the end node. Now we have completed the first path of the agent and let's test it out. I will answer the basic questions and will keep asking other questions to see if the loop is working correctly. I will click the no button and the agent will send the goodbye message and end the conversation. Alright, the agent is working perfectly as I expected. Now I will set up the second path, which is the agency plan. I want the agent to ask the same questions such as name and email, so instead of creating the same blocks again, I will copy and paste the blocks. After the person enters their email, I want the agent to ask why they want to subscribe to the agency plan, so I will add the text node and ask it. I will add the capture node and set it up to store the response from person on a new variable called purpose. After the person says why they want to subscribe to Zap's agency plan, I want the agent to ask how many projects they will need. For that, I will add a text node and ask the question to the person. Then I will add the capture node and set it up to store the response from person on a new variable called total projects. After the person says how many total projects they want, I want the agent to ask which plan they want those total projects to be on, because Zap has two plans, Zap Pro and Zap Ultra. I will mention the variable total projects here, so the agent will mention the number they entered in the previous step. I don't want to make the person type which plan they want, so I will add two buttons, Pro and Ultra. I will set variables to the button. To do that, I will create a new variable called plan. When the person clicks any of these buttons, then the plan type will be stored on this plan variable. I want the agent to ask the person to confirm if they have entered the correct information for total projects and plan, so I will add a text node and set up the message. Here I have added the variables so the agent will mention the values stored on the variables. I will add two buttons, yes and no, for the person to confirm the information. We don't have to set any variable for these buttons. I will add a text block and link it to the yes button and enter the message like, "Thank you," and the Zap team will contact you via your email. I have mentioned the email variable here, so the agent will show the email stored on the email variable, which is the email the person gave to the agent at the beginning of the conversation. After that, I will add the end node so the agent will end the conversation. If the person clicks the no button to confirm the information of total projects and plan, then I want the agent to ask the person to enter the question again. So I will link the no button to this block, which has the question about how many projects they need. The second path is finished, and let's test the agent now. The agent is working as I expected it to be, so let's set up the API now. We have to add the API block after the agent collects all the information we need from the person. I will add the API block after the agent asks to confirm the information to the person. Set the API request type to post because we are sending data from Voiceflow to Google Sheet. Select the body and add the variables which has the data that we want to send to Google Sheet. I will add the variables name, email, purpose, total projects, and plan. You can use any third-party API to send these data, and the most commonly used API is Zapier. I will use Make because it has a nice free plan and I only use it for creating videos like these. I will now set up Make API. Click this plus icon and search for webhook and select the first webhook option you get. Now select the custom webhook option. Click Add and give a name. Copy this link and paste it on Voiceflow's API node. I will send a test request to check if the API is working or not. Okay, it shows status code 200, which means it is working, and Make also confirms it is working. Now click this plus icon and search for Sheets. Select the option Google Sheet. Now select the option Add a row. This will add a new row to the sheet whenever the Make API receives data. Here I will select my spreadsheet, and I will go to the sheet and add the headers to the sheet. This will help us to keep the sheet more organized. I will select my sheet name, and here you will see the header names and a field to add values. Add all the values here. Now click the Run Once button. You can make this run automatically, but I am on free plan and I don't want to exceed the free limits. I will now remove this link and connect the Yes button to the API node, so when the person clicks Yes, the API node will get triggered and the data will be sent to our Google Sheet. Connect the API success to the text block, and if the API fails, then I want the agent to say something went wrong and start the conversation from the beginning. I will add a text node and type the message, "Sorry, something went wrong." I will connect the text node to a node at the beginning where the agent asks questions to the person. Our agent setup is completed, and let's now test it. I have given this template on this video description, so feel free to use it. See, the information I entered came to the Google Sheet by the API. That's it for this episode. See you soon.